City of Lawrence Board of Public Works and Safety regular meeting held here at the George Keller Public Assembly Room, Lawrence Government Center. And this is December 14th, 5 p.m. We will call the meeting to order. Let the record reflect we have a quorum to do business. And before the board, right off the bat, would be our minutes of the regular meeting, October 26, 2023. Are there any corrections or omissions to those minutes? If not, I entertain a motion to approve the regular minutes.
I was not in attendance.
Motion to approve.
Yes. Mrs. Browner was not in attendance for those minutes, so she will abstain from the vote, but Mr. Clark will have a motion to approve the minutes. I would second your motion. Questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by roll call vote. Mr. Clark?
Aye.
And Mr. Reeser? Aye. So the motion carries 2-0. Minutes are approved. Unfinished business, none before the board. Directly to new business, approval of the Lawrence Police Department attendance records policy. And Caitlin, are you going to speak to this, or do we have questions about it, or here we are? The floor is open on it.
I have not been briefed on this, to be honest. I'm making sure I have not, but I do not think I have. I'm checking my folders. I don't remember this coming across my desk.
Okay.
Renee, do you know who sent this?
Give me 2 seconds and I can tell you. Hold on 1 second.
Thank-
I gotta minimize the screen.
Okay.
And already open. Stop. I don't know why I can't get to my files.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking around too, but I would remember.
I want to say it was Scott that sent it to me. There, I can get in. He's not letting me into my files. $2021. Where? There it is. That email came from it's record policy. Hold on, it's loading. I'm
Okay.
at my
Sorry.
desk. That's why it's taken so long.
Okay.
Come on, load. Yes, Scott Evans. And Travis was copied. Let me see if I can get a hold of him. See if he's
Yeah.
Look, can we move that to the end of the meeting and I'll work on that while you guys move on?
We absolutely can adjust the agenda, and we will entertain item A at the end of the meeting, which would be after item E. So let's move A to the end of the meeting, and we'll go directly to the next item, which is approval of the Lawrence Fire Department purchase of the Horton 2025 ambulance for $376,420.61.
So this, normally contracts aren't done after the election if it's going into a new administration year. I have talked to the transition team, the new mayor-elect, Zach Brown, the chief of staff, and also Russell Brown, the attorney. Russell Brown has had conversations also with Caitlin. Since it is a 2-year wait and we're looking at pricing and stuff, they've agreed to go ahead and let us do that, and they've allowed Caitlin to look at the legal end of it. So it's a 2-year wait on this, so it's not going to be here until like 25. So they were good with us proceeding with this. Normally, we would just hand this off to the next administration, but they've okayed it. They've conversed with the attorney and myself, so I'm asking for that approval tonight.
Very good, Dino. Questions for the chief?
That means the price is locked in then?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Like your Santa hat, by the way.
Okay.
Looking so good. Mr. Clark, any questions?
No questions for me.
All right. I'd entertain a motion to approve the Horton 2025 ambulance
Motion to approve?
by Mrs. Browner. Is there a second?
I second.
By Mr. Clark. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Item D is approval of Lawrence Fire Department agreement with the Med Bill Corporation.
Same circumstances. This contract is due January 15th, and the new administration would not have time to get this facilitated. This is a 3-year contract. We've been in contract with them since I've been in this position. There is one change. The contracts that you previously got, there's a page that was taken out and a new page put in. Page 18 just shows that the equipment. None of the legal language has changed. The attorney is good with the way that the legal was written in this. The computer difference is it's just more user-friendly for our people. Those changes came from us, and they got approved by MedBill, but that's still, it's page 18 of those contracts. But you should have in your possession the new contract, and that's the only changes in that. Like I said, we're just trying to facilitate this, so that's one less thing the new administration has to do because it affects our billing and the computers that are on board those ambulances.
Questions on the contract
Nope.
or agreement, I guess?
A link to the meeting for the police department. Sorry to
Oh.
interrupt
Okay.
Thank you.
what you can see here.
Any other questions or comments on the agreement with Med Bill Corporation?
I'll just say that I did look at it and spoke with Russell Brown, who's the transition team's attorney, and they understood. They talked with Dino about the need for this, and we kind of discussed that it would be okay for me to look at it, even though it is after the election. So I just wanted to echo Dino's statements on that.
Okay, you've heard from Caitlin, so any other questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the Lawrence Fire Department agreement with Med Bill Corporation
Motion to approve?
by Mrs. Browner? Is there a second?
I second.
By Mr. Clark. Questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0, so that is done.
Roll call vote, right?
Pardon?
Don't we have to do the roll call vote?
Yes, because we have to do roll call. He's virtual.
Oh, that's your virtual, my bad. I didn't do that on the ambulance either.
Okay. Well, we may want to.
You want?
We may want to both by roll call just for the minutes.
Yep,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Roll call vote for the Med Bill Corporation agreement. Mrs. Browner,
Aye.
Mr. Clark,
Aye.
and Mr. Reeser, aye. Motion carries 3-0. You want us to go back on that?
Yeah, you did it in minutes. So in my head, everyone has been like that. But thank you, Renee. Let's go back and do the ambulance purchase via roll call vote too.
All right, we're going to move back one and do a roll call vote on our former motion and second. So now, all those in favor by roll call for the Horton 2025 ambulance signify by saying aye. Mrs. Browner,
Aye.
Mr. Clark,
Aye.
and Mr. Reeser, aye. So it is 3-0 with a roll call. So we're
Just
good.
to avoid any
Correct.
questions or problems in the end.
We still have an item here, approval of the 2024 meeting schedule. And I suppose we could approve this. There's always an opportunity if there's a new board to make an adjustment to the meeting schedule. So we have the meeting schedule before us. Is there a motion to adopt the meeting schedule?
Motion to adopt the meeting schedule for 2024?
By Mrs. Browner. Is there a second?
I second.
By Mr. Clark. Questions on the motion? Hearing none, by roll call vote on the meeting schedule. Mrs. Browner,
Aye.
Mr. Clark,
Aye.
and Mr. Reeser will vote aye, so that is carried 3-0. And that leaves us with,
Are you good with me?
yeah,
Yes,
Dino,
sir.
thank
You
you.
guys have a good holiday. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. Have a good retirement. Moving on to item A, possibly.
Yeah, Curtis is on.
Oh, there's Curtis. Okay, sorry, I missed you. So what we have is before us, Curtis, our police chief, approval of the Lawrence Police Department attendance record policy.
Yes. So the things that we were trying to do is clean up some of the policy as it relates to time off request. There's another part of the policy that we're looking at as well for family medical leave. But this one designates the time that officers have to have. So when they ask for time off or request time off, it would go through a seniority type of checklist and balance so that time can be granted off on an equal basis amongst each of the officers that are on the shifts. So we're just trying to clean that up. And then we also, like I said, move like some of the family medical stuff out of that for right now. And then we're going to readdress that later at a later board meeting.
Okay, you have questions?
Yes, I did.
Chief?
I did. Thank you. This is Sean. On the maternity leave, it says leave without pay granted to a pregnant employee, but they obviously do not lose their seniority. Can they still? I noticed everything else just about said paid leave, paid without loss of pay, pay without loss of compensation. That was the only one that said leave without pay granted. Can they still use their PTO or whatever you call it and get paid?
I'm sorry. So can they use their paid time off if they don't have any leave?
If they have it, if they're on maternity leave 6 to 8 weeks, are they still getting paid if they have time available to use?
Right. Typically, if they still have time available, they're able to take whatever time that they need. It just really,
Yeah.
right. It really kind of just depends on what type of status that they're in. So if they already have the time, the department would grant that. Plus, they also have the option, if they don't have any time, to go into the hardship leave bank and request time through that as well. But that's based off the board or the recommendation coming out of the chief's office, depending on what the circumstances are. But they also have that available to them as well.
Okay, I just noticed that's the only one that says leave without pay granted. And the other ones again said leave without loss of pay. I didn't know if that was a typo or, okay, no problem. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Other questions for the chief on the attendance record policy? Nope. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the police department's attendance record policy as printed?
Motion to approve?
By Mrs. Browner. Is there a second?
Second.
By Mr. Clark. Questions on the motion? Hearing none, by roll call, Mrs. Browner.
Aye.
Mr. Clark.
Aye.
And Mr. Reeser will also vote aye, so that motion carries 3-0. Chief, that is approved.
All right. Thanks so much. And I apologize for jumping on here a little bit later.
We are glad you got here. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, that's Mendel agreement. Okay. Comments, first of all, from administration. I think Caitlin gets to announce something exciting.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if we were going to keep the meeting on the 28th, so I just wanted to act like this could be our last meeting of the year. And I just wanted to say thanks to all of the board members. It's been so great working with you guys. It's been an honor. And I am officially going to Westfield, to the city of Westfield, next year in January to be their first in-house city attorney. So I'm excited for the next step. It's been a great time in Lawrence. I've loved working with everybody, all the department heads, all my boards, especially you guys. So I just wanted to let you guys know that and say thanks for everything.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Very proud of you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys. I
deserve
really
it.
thank you. Keep in
Yeah.
touch, and please.
Absolutely.
And they are a third-class city now, so that's even better for you.
Well, they'll be moving up in 4 years.
Up to,
Yeah. So they'll have a controller coming in a few years, and the structure will change more similar to us. So that'll be, it's a really exciting time.
Yes.
yeah.
You'll
Yeah, I
learn a
wanted to-
lot.
Guys, but my son's dental appointment got moved, so I hated to say goodbye over the internet, but kind of what I had to do. So
Yep.
I appreciate everything.
Thanks, Caitlin. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
So following Caitlin's message, I, Doug Reeser, your Board of Public Works Chairman, I'm resigning effectively today at the conclusion of this meeting. And to the board members and Renee, Caitlin, all the department heads that have worked with the board, I appreciate all that you've done for the city. I've been proud to work with each and every one of you, and I wish everybody the best in the future, and of course, the best for Lawrence every day of the year. So thank you very much for the opportunity to serve, and that concludes my resignation. Any other comments from administration?
No, but we love you. But you're not going to get away with just saying that.
Well, hey, thank
I've
you.
known you for 35
I
years.
know. Doesn't mean I'm going to just
Oh, we're gonna do
disappear. We'll do things socially.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even Renee, we'll take her out to lunch
That's
sometime.
right.
And Mark. So,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for, yeah,
Caitlin,
Doug,
if we
thank
get her
you for
from
your
Westfield,
service.
how about that? We'll just,
Come back from
Yeah.
God's country.
yeah. So, any other comments, citizens' comments?
I've not
No, I
received.
also wanted to say thank you to everybody for being on the board. And I know that we've had a lot of stuff go through the board over several years, and you guys have been great to work with. And we look forward to more, for more things to come. And if you guys ever need anything from us, please never hesitate to reach out anytime that you need anything.
Well, thank you.
Chief.
You've filled that role very well, so thank you for your service.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Doug.
Thank you. So citizen comments, I don't believe we have any of those. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn at our last meeting of 2023.
Motion to adjourn. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New
Merry
Year by
Christmas,
Sean.
everyone.
Second.
All in favor for adjournment signify by saying aye by roll call. We'll do it right. Sean Browner,
Bye.
Mr. Mark Clark,
Aye.
and Mr. Doug Reeser. Aye. So we are adjourned, and
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.